Alex arrived back at the university. It was around 11:30 a.m., so he called Debbie and went to the cafeteria to meet her. He ordered some tomato soup, scrambled eggs, a burger, and 2 bowls of fries. "That's far too much." Debbie's eyes widened. For the last 2 days, she had been studying in the library. She had tied her hair into 2 thick braids that hung over her shoulders, making her look very pretty. "Debbie, you are beautiful," Alex said, unable to help himself. Surprised, Debbie lowered her head and smiled shyly. Then she raised her head again and looked at Alex, who was still standing at her with a foolish expression. She mumbled, "You're such a smooth talker." "No, I'm serious," Alex insisted. Debbie's heart melted a little. She raised her hand and lightly punched his shoulder. "Eat your lunch." "Okay." Alex picked up his spoon and started to eat his soup as he stared at Debbie. Watching her simply made him happy. "What's wrong?" he asked with concern, noticing that her happy expression had faded to one of melancholy. He froze with his spoon halfway to his mouth. "I miss my mom," Debbie said, lifting her head to look at him. "My family lives in a small town in the Northeast. Since I was young, it was just me and my mom. Now I'm at school and she's on her own. And I eat so well here while she struggles at home." Tears slid down her face. Alex moved closer to her and put his arm around her shoulders, encouraging her to lean against him. "I really miss my mom." Debbie couldn't hold it in anymore and started to cry. Her sobs were breaking Alex's heart. "Don't cry. If you miss your mom, then I'll arrange to bring her here. I promise I'll see your mom in a couple of days." Alex consoled her as he planned the best way to get her mother to New York. "Hey Debbie, you're back." Donna and Darren walked over to their table carrying plates of food. It had been a month since they had seen Alex and Debbie. 2 days ago, they had heard that Billy had been the one who stole Mr. Morgan's money, not Alex. "Debbie, why are you crying?" Donna asked with concern. "It's nothing," Debbie said, straightening up. "I just got something in my eyes." She didn't want to confide in anyone except Alex. "Oh," Donna let it drop. "So, Alex, what exactly does your family do?" Donna and Darren were very curious about Alex. How much property did he own that he could afford to bid $1 million? If Alex's family was as powerful as they thought, then they would have to play nice with him. "They're getting suspicious," Alex thought. "I actually won the lottery," he said after thinking for a moment. "I got $2 million. I was quite nervous about having so much money, so I donated most of it and spent the rest on Debbie. The money is already gone." "You won the jackpot?" Donna asked. She and Darren were taken aback. "About a month ago, I heard that someone won the $2 million. It was even on the news. Was that you?" Donna asked. Alex laughed to himself. "That would be telling," Alex said, tapping the side of his nose. "Wow, I'm speechless." Donna shook her head in disappointment. She had thought that Alex was seriously rich. It's great that Alex isn't rich. Now he's back to his old self, Donna thought. And Debbie is still a loser. If Alex were a rich person, then I'd have to be nice to her. Donna and Darren felt much better. Darren sighed. It wasn't every day that you won money like that. Alex had managed it and had wasted it all. No wonder he was poor. He deserved to be. Darren didn't think much of Alex at all. "Oh, Debbie, you need to be careful," Donna said. "It's fine if Alex is a scatterbrain, but you come from a poor family. You should know better. You really need to help him. He had $2 million and he's given it all away. And now you're back to being poor." Donna was interrupted by a call from her mother. After talking for a few minutes, she ended the call and wrapped her arms around Darren and said, "Honey, my mom said that she's coming for a visit." "Your mom is coming? That's great, I want to meet her," Darren said happily. Donna smiled sweetly and then glanced at Debbie. "Debbie, my mom is flying out to see me. We promised we would visit each other because we know we have the money to do that. So if you were to get more money in the future, remember to not just spend it all. If those $2 million were still around, Alex could have paid for your mom to come and see you. Or maybe not. Even if she had the money, your mom still might not have come. She's probably never even been on a plane. Hearing Donna say this, Debbie's gaze turned sharp. Don't talk about my mother. What? I'm only speaking the truth, Donna said, smiling. I was going to ask my mother to bring yours with her this time, but with your attitude, I think I'd better not. Really? When Debbie thought about seeing her mother, she grew excited. Her mother hadn't flown before, so Debbie would feel more comfortable if her mother could travel with Donna's mother. Of course, Donna said casually. I was planning on paying for your mom's flight. After all, we're from the same town, so I understand your family's situation. Donna, I'm sorry, I was being too sensitive earlier, Debbie said. Alex tugged her closer, and she lightly shook her head. Please have your mother bring mine here. I'll do whatever you want. She's so weak, Donna thought. It's no big deal, and she's taking it so seriously, as if this is the only thing that matters to her. Since you're so sincere, I guess I can arrange it, Donna said. Thank you, Donna. Debbie was delighted. Seeing Debbie's happy expression, Donna looked down on her even more. Just this small favor was enough to please the girl. Donna felt superior once again, knowing that Debbie would always be beneath her. Don't worry, I'll give you money for Debbie's mother, Alex said. He didn't like Donna's attitude. There's no need, it's only $1,000, and we have plenty of money, right, honey? Donna asked Darren sweetly. Darren nodded and then glanced at Alex with disdain. He only said that because he didn't have enough money to pay for the plane ticket right now. If he had, he would have told us. The most important thing we need to sort out is the accommodation. We didn't say we want everyone to stay together, Alex said with a faint smile. What do you mean? Both mothers are traveling together. Do you plan to make them stay in different places? I can't let you do that, Darren said. Fine, then we'll all stay together. Is that okay with you? Alex was getting impatient. Do you want to stay in a dingy little hotel? That'd be too embarrassing, Darren sneered at Alex. Oh, honey, Donna said. I really want to show off to my mother about how well we're doing. She smiled maliciously. So why don't we let Alex arrange the accommodation? I'm sure he'll find something that isn't too bad. Okay, Alex, you can arrange the lodging, Darren said, and then muttered softly. I don't think this will be anything to brag about. After that, Donna and Darren felt it was beneath them to sit at the same table as Alex and Debbie, so they got up and left. Alex and Debbie finished eating. When they left the cafeteria, Debbie received a call from her mother, saying that Donna's mother had already called and was bringing her to New York the next day. Debbie was overjoyed to hear her mother's voice. After walking Debbie to her dormitory, Alex dialed Sam Woodsworth's number and told him to reserve 2 rooms in the Berkeley Hotel for Debbie's mother. For your girlfriend's mom? Sam said anxiously. After pondering for a while, he said, Mr. Ambrose, I don't think Berkeley Hotel is good enough. I'll arrange a better hotel for you. Oh? Alex was a little curious. Judging from Sam's tone, the hotel he was talking about was quite fancy. Which hotel? The Aelia guest house, Sam told him. It's not a hotel exactly. Even with plenty of money, it's hard to get a room there. It's very exclusive. Hearing Sam's words, Alex agreed. Debbie's mother rarely came to New York, so she should have the best of everything. The next day at 5 p.m., a flight landed in New York. Donna's mother, Lisa, walked through the airport. She was a middle-aged woman, dressed in fashionable clothes, a sun hat and sunglasses. Looking around, she was filled with anticipation. This time, she had brought along her 2 favorite sisters, who walked behind her. This was the first time they had flown into a bustling city like New York, and they were even more excited than Lisa. We've finally arrived, Lisa said. This airport is so large and modern. And look at that skyscraper over there. It's so different from our little town. She looked around the airport. You're right, it's beautiful, her sister Fiona said. Lisa, if your daughter can find a local rich boy, then she won't ever have to leave here. That's true, her sister Natalie agreed. When we see Donna later,
We'll have to remind her how important it is to find a rich young man. If we had gone to university, we might have found one, and then we wouldn't still be living in our town. We can't tell her who to marry. It's up to her, Lisa said, although she had already decided to remind Donna to find a rich boyfriend. I'm a little hungry. What about you two? Lisa said, patting her stomach. Her sisters were also hungry. They had left their town early in the morning and then rushed straight to the airport. They had only eaten a few snacks on the plane. Come on, let's have something to eat. I have some homemade buns, said the woman who had been following them. She smiled and opened her backpack, preparing to take out the buns. This was Debbie's mother, Carla, who was wearing a green shirt, black shorts, and a pair of old tennis shoes. Although she wasn't dressed elegantly, she still looked neat. But working outdoors for so many years had darkened her skin slightly and caused shallow wrinkles to appear on her face. Put your backpack away, aren't you embarrassed? Lisa asked. The previous day, she had talked on the phone with her daughter, Donna, saying that she wanted to come to New York for a couple of days and wished to visit her. She hadn't expected Donna to ask her to bring Carla, whose daughter was also attending Preston University. She'd had no choice but to bring Carla along. Of course, she knew her daughter wasn't that kind, so she had no idea why Donna had wanted to help her friend's mother. Quick, put it away, Fiona said to Carla with a frown. Do you want people to know that you're just a simple country woman? Carla closed her backpack and put it back on her shoulders. She was quite confused. Was it that embarrassing to eat buns? If you don't want to embarrass us, then walk a bit further back, Natalie said, glaring at Carla. If we walk with you, people might laugh at us. She turned to speak to Lisa. Can't we just leave her behind? We already gave her the money to pay for the plane ticket. She's already taken advantage of your good nature. Lisa glanced contemptuously at Carla through her sunglasses and snorted. I'm afraid not. No matter what, her daughter is still a friend of my daughter's. Let her tag along. We'll just ignore her once we get to where we're going. Lisa and her sisters walked on ahead, chatting together. Carla followed further back, walking by herself. They walked to the main street outside the airport, talking and laughing. They were puzzled when a BMW stopped in front of them. Then, Donna, Debbie, Alex, and Darren got out of the car. Donna, it's you. Lisa looked her daughter over carefully. They were about to greet each other properly, but they were interrupted by other voices. Mom, you really came. I'm so glad to see you. Debbie held her mother's hand. Me too, her mother answered. It's been 2 years, and this is the first time I've come to visit you. I feel so guilty. My beautiful daughter, let me have a good look at you. You're looking well. Debbie and Carla spoke as if no one else was present. But then they noticed everyone staring at them and immediately stopped talking. Sorry for disturbing you, Carla said awkwardly to Lisa. Do you think this is all about your family? Lisa glared at her. Do you have to be so loud? Mom, let me introduce you to someone, Donna said, grinning as she pulled Darren next door. This is Darren, my boyfriend. Oh. Lisa was stunned for a moment as she took a closer look at Darren. He was handsome and seemed to come from a good family. He made a good first impression. Nice to meet you, Darren said, smiling. She had planned to remind her daughter to find a rich boyfriend, but Donna had already found one. And even better, he was also young and fit, so he was worthy of being with Donna. Who is this young man? Lisa asked when she saw Alex. Oh, him? He's Debbie's boyfriend, Alex, Donna said before Alex could answer. As usual, her expression was one of ridicule. Carla couldn't help but look at Alex. Debbie's family is poor, but they're still from her hometown, Donna explained. That's why I asked you to bring her mother with you. Alex's situation is similar to Debbie's, and he doesn't have much money, so I asked Darren to bring them here. Is that so? Lisa relaxed when she heard her daughter say that Alex's situation was the same as Debbie's. Debbie, let me give you some advice, Lisa said earnestly. You know your family's situation. You're going to university to learn and get a good job, not to find a partner. You're not like my Donna, who could leave university and my family could still find work for her. but you need to keep your feet on the ground and not try reaching for the stars. It's the same for you, Carla, Lisa continued. Debbie is young, but you're old enough to know better. If you continue as you are, then your family is destined to be poor forever. Alex couldn't bear to listen any longer. I can't let this go, he thought. Even though it's not my family, I still have to say something. I can't let her mock Debbie and her mother like that. Just as he was about to speak, Debbie stopped him and shook her head. Watch your temper, young man, Lisa said to him. I was only telling the truth, and I said it for their own good. So what are you unhappy about? Lisa was rich in her town, and no one dared to talk back to her. Even if her words were a little harsh, she's older than you, so have some respect. She shook her head and muttered, College students. Debbie, keep an eye on your boyfriend, Natalie said, squinting at Alex, and see what kind of man he is. If he doesn't learn to behave properly, then get yourself a new boyfriend. In the end, Carla apologized to Lisa. Okay, Darren said to Lisa, you must be hungry after your trip. I know a good restaurant with great food, so let's go and eat. See, Darren is a polite young man looking after us, Lisa said. He's much better than some people around here. Let's go, I'm really hungry. She got angrier the more she looked at Alex, so she ignored him and got into Darren's car. Alex, you go with Debbie and her mom, Darren said. I'll treat everyone to a meal, so you don't need to pay. He gave them an evil smile and added, but my car is full, so I can't drive you there. Can you take a taxi? Do you have enough money? If you don't, I can give you some. No need, Alex said plainly. Good. Okay, I've never been to the Sunset restaurant before, Darren said, and you guys are really lucky to enjoy a great meal there for free. He smiled proudly, got into his drove away. Thinking about Darren's attitude, Alex didn't want to go. But since he had booked a room for them at the Aelia guest house, why shouldn't he accept the meal? But why does this restaurant sound so familiar? He wondered. As if she had heard him, Debbie whispered, That's the restaurant I worked in.
The Sunset restaurant was really busy when Darren and the others arrived. It was packed, and there were no tables available. More than 10 guests were already waiting to be seated. It seemed that it would be at least half an hour before they could get a table. I'll go talk to the manager and see if we can pay him to find us a table, Lisa said. She didn't want to wait any longer. She was hungry, and she was an important person in her town. She couldn't be expected to wait. Mom, let's just wait, Donna said. The Sunset restaurant was famous in New York, and it was always difficult to get a table. Lisa didn't listen to her daughter. With her reputation and her eloquence, she was certain she would be able to get the manager to get them a table quickly. At the front desk, she spoke to the manager and indicated that she would give him an extra $500 to arrange a table for her. But the manager wasn't interested. With such a big restaurant, he probably didn't even need the money. In the end, Lisa was forced to give up. Mrs. Walters, why don't you sit here and I'll try, Darren said, standing up. They had all seen Lisa being embarrassed in front of the manager, so he had to do something. Otherwise, Donna, Natalie, and Fiona might blame him. Darren walked toward the manager, feeling quite nervous. He wasn't that important, so would the manager embarrass him too? He had heard his father talk about the manager of the Sunset restaurant several times, but he had no idea how well they knew each other. Now that he had been forced into this situation, Darren had to try. Hello, Mr. Wood, he said politely as he walked up to the manager. I'm Darren Rogers, and my father is Gary Rogers from Rogers Construction Company. I've brought a few friends here for dinner and wonder if you would find us a table. The owner of Rogers Construction Company? Mr. Hood knew that Mr. Rogers was just the owner of a medium-sized business. Compared to the other guests at the restaurant, the Rogers family simply wasn't important. He was just about to tactfully reject Darren's request when a few more guests walked through the door. Alex, Debbie, and Carla entered the restaurant and saw the others sitting in the waiting area, so they went over to join them. Mr. Hood was stunned when he saw Alex and Debbie.
From the behavior of Debbie and the middle-aged woman, they were mother and daughter. It was obvious that they knew Darren's friends. On an earlier occasion, when Bruno had caused trouble for Debbie, Alex had ruthlessly beaten him with a wine bottle. Bruno had even called Sam Woodsworth and asked for help in dealing with Alex, but when Sam had heard Alex's name, everything had changed. Not only did Alex not get beaten up, but Bruno had to grovel and then clean the floor with his tongue. Alex was someone that even Sam Woodsworth was afraid of, and he seemed to be here with Darren. If the manager didn't help them find a table, Alex might get angry, and then the entire restaurant would be in trouble. Remembering what had happened to Bruno, the manager trembled in fear. He swallowed hard. "Mr. Hood?" Darren asked, puzzled. What was wrong with the manager? "Oh." Mr. Hood's gaze shifted to Darren's face. "You want a table, right? Sorry, we made a mistake. I'll arrange something for you and your friends right now. Please wait." "Okay," Darren agreed, and Mr. Hood immediately hurried off to make the arrangements. Darren was confused. When did my dad become so powerful? He thought. He had been worried that since his dad's company was only a medium-sized business, Mr. Hood might not have respected it. He hadn't expected Mr. Hood to agree so quickly when he heard Darren's father's name. It looks like my father has quite a bit of prestige in New York City after all, he thought. With that in mind, Darren returned to the waiting area. "Well, why do you think we're still just sitting here?" Lisa was saying to Alex, clearly annoyed. "This is a restaurant, not a house, so you can't just eat wherever you want." Then she looked toward Darren. "Darren, it's fine if the manager doesn't have a table. I'm not that hungry, so we can wait for half an hour." "Hey, Mrs. Walters," Darren said proudly. "I've arranged it with Mr. Hood, and he's gone to find us a table." "Oh!" Lisa was a little taken aback. "You're really something, Darren. I tried and the manager wouldn't listen to me. You're gone for only a minute or two, and you've already got the manager to agree. Impressive." She glared at Alex as she continued. "Unlike some people who asked why we were still sitting here. If you have the power to do something about it, then go and get the manager to give us a table. If you don't have the power, then keep quiet." She crossed arms and turned her back on Alex, who nearly sighed. A waitress came over and asked them to follow her upstairs to a private room. The door was labeled 888. Inside, the room was spacious and bright. It was decorated with red carpets, yellow chairs, and two expensive-looking porcelain vases that were as tall as a person. Looking at the room, Darren started to panic. He asked the waitress, "What does this room cost?" "Oh, this is our most luxurious room," she said politely. "Prices start at $8,000. $8,000? Darren was shocked and more than a little nervous. He had thought that this meal would cost $2,000 at the most. But $8,000? That was a lot. "Darren, how about we go to a different room?" Lisa suggested. She had never spent so much on a meal before, and Darren and Donna were still students. How could they possibly afford to spend that much money? "It's okay, Mrs. Walters," Darren said, wiping sweat from his forehead. "I like this room. Let's stay here." He didn't want to be humiliated in front of everyone. "Sir, there's nothing to pay," the waitress said with a smile. "Mr. Hood said that you were honored guests, and we're happy to have you in our restaurant. Your meal is on the house." Free! Darren felt like a prisoner who had suddenly been pardoned on his way to be executed. He was overjoyed. He looked at the waitress and noticed that she seemed a little starry-eyed, which was a little amusing. "Please, take a seat," she said. "We'll bring your meal shortly. They are all our best dishes." She smiled and left the room. "Darren, you really do command respect," Lisa said, sitting down. "Not only have you got us into the most luxurious private room, but you don't even have to pay for it." She was extremely satisfied with this powerful boyfriend of Donna's. "Exactly," Fiona agreed. "What does your family do? Why are they so respected?" She was very interested in Darren. "My family has a small construction company, and it only earns $10 million a year. It's barely worth mentioning," Darren said casually.
10 million is not worth mentioning? Natalie smiled at him. Then she glanced at Alex, looked him up and down, and asked, "Young man, what does your family do? Do you earn several tens of thousands of dollars a year?" "My family has no business, so how could I earn tens of thousands of dollars?" Alex asked, not interested in talking to snobbish people. They all mocked Alex for not having enough money. The waitress returned and brought several dishes to the table, including mushroom soup, pork chops, steak, salmon, and fruit salad. They didn't know which knives and forks to use, but Donna showed them what to do. Debbie and Alex already seemed to know and helped explain it to Carla and Lisa. But weren't they just country bumpkins like Carla? "How do you two know which knives and forks to use?" Lisa asked in disbelief. "Have you eaten in places like this before?" "I used to work here part-time," Debbie said flatly. "Ha! For a minute there, I thought you ate in places like this all the time, but no, you were working for someone else." Lisa sneered, then muttered softly, "No matter how much you know about fancy cutlery, it's a waste of time. It's not like you'll get much chance to eat expensive meals." The door opened, and Mr. Hood came in, bowing his head slightly. "How was your meal?" he asked politely, his gaze locked onto Alex's face. Of course, he didn't dare make eye contact. "Very good," Darren said, standing up and shaking Mr. Hood's hand. "Thank you for your hospitality. I will remember it. Mr. Hood is so polite," he thought. He even came over just to ask me if my food was okay. "Ah." Mr. Hood wanted to speak to Alex, but Darren didn't let go of his hand and was still standing there smiling at him. Since he didn't know how close Darren and Alex were, he couldn't object. He simply smiled amicably. Darren talked for a while, and then he finally let go of the manager. "To welcome everyone, I've picked out 2 special bottles of red wine," Mr. Hood told them, gesturing to where a waiter had already brought in the 2 bottles. Smiling, he picked up a bottle. He wanted to place it in front of Alex to show his respect. "Mr. Hood, you're too kind," Darren said. "How can I accept?" He broke off in surprise when he looked at the bottle. "Whoa! This is a Louis XIV from 1992. This is really expensive. Thank you, Mr. Hood. How did you know that I've always wanted to taste this?" Smiled with embarrassment and was left speechless. He hadn't expected that Darren Rogers would think the bottles had been brought specifically for him. However, there was nothing he could do, as it wouldn't be appropriate for him to argue with Darren over the bottles in front of Alex. Looking at the smiling Darren, Manager Hood became suspicious. What was the relationship between this young man and Alex, he thought. Darren was definitely Alex's subordinate. The manager's level was not high enough for Alex to address him in person, so he was only fit to talk to his subordinate. Thinking of this, Manager Hood's respect for Alex deepened. "It's my honor to have everyone come to my restaurant. Let me propose a toast to you all." "A drink with Manager Hood. I'll remember his good intentions with all my heart," Darren said with a smile, and then took a drink from his wine glass. "Thank you," Manager Hood said, and continued to clink his glass with each of the others. "What I need is for Alex to remember me," the manager thought. Manager Hood appeared polite on the surface while he toasted with Donna and her aunts. He had no interest in them. But when he toasted with Alex's girlfriend Debbie and her mother Carla, his smile was sincere. When it was finally Alex's turn to be toasted, Manager Hood bowed even lower. His smile became even more brilliant as he was flattered and honored by Alex's company. "It was such a big advantage for Alex to follow me. If I wasn't here, Manager Hood would not treat him like this," Darren thought as he sneered to himself. Manager Hood's attitude also surprised Lisa and the others. That boy Alex is something else. Not only did Darren agree to eat with him, but Manager Hood is treating him with such courtesy, Lisa thought. She felt that the manager was making too much of a sacrifice. But she realized that since Alex was a guest of Darren's, he couldn't possibly ignore them. That also proved how much power Darren had. When it was Lisa's turn for a toast, the manager walked up to her. "Hello, Manager Hood. I'm Donna's mother." "Ugh, you're so old." And Manager Hood's face revealed a trace of astonishment as he looked awkwardly at Lisa, feeling that this middle-aged woman was too disgusting for him. However, he didn't dare show his feelings in front of Alex. Manager Hood quickly left after drinking with Lisa. After the toast, Manager Hood quickly said a few polite words. "I wonder what else Darren is going to come up with," Lisa said as she and her sisters praised Darren together. "If it wasn't for him, how could they eat at such a nice restaurant?" Lisa snorted coldly as she looked at Alex and the other two, whispering to each other as if no one else existed. "Some people only know how to eat and don't even think about who made it possible for them to sit in the most luxurious room, eat the best cuisine. This kind of person is really pitiful," she said in a low voice. Alex raised his head and looked at Lisa unhappily. Debbie pulled at him gently. "It's not that big of a deal. You've got a bad temper. We let you guys eat for free, yet you guys still have the nerve to glare at me," she said. Lisa was not afraid of Alex at all. Forget it. Don't bother with someone like Alex who has no morals," Natalie, one of Donna's aunts, advised her sister. "To be able to make you worry like this, there's no one else like Alex," interrupted Fiona, who is another one of Donna's aunts. Alex only thought that these aunties blew hot air, and he didn't care what they said. Manager Hood wanted to say a few more words to Alex, but Darren had been happily chatting with him for a long time. As they walked out, a large truck stopped at the side door. The restaurant staff were unloading the goods. They paused to look at the fresh fish, beef, seafood, and vegetables. The ingredients in our restaurant are all imported from Europe, Japan, and other countries from around the world. Once the goods arrive at the port, they can be transported to a restaurant within 3 hours. It's definitely the freshest and most delicious food in New York City, Manager Hood said to Alex and the others. "Manager Hood, you are too polite. I just glanced at the truck and you're giving me a detailed introduction to your food. I'll ask my dad to come over to your place to eat next time." Darren smiled and patted him on the shoulder. He always felt that Manager Hood was being polite to him because of his father. "This young fellow is truly narcissistic. I'm telling you about our products, but are you worthy of them? If Alex wasn't here, would you dream of asking me this? With your dad's income level, our restaurant doesn't care about him. Do you think your dad's that awesome?" Hood thought. He respectfully watched Alex and the others walk away. Then he walked back into the restaurant. Thinking back to how he had treated Alex, he felt quite pleased with himself. "Alex, didn't you already book a hotel? Where is it? I'll take Donna's aunties over there right now," Darren asked with raised eyebrows. "What? He booked the hotel?" Lisa said in surprise. She glanced at Alex and muttered, "What good hotel could he possibly find? We finally came to New York to have some fun. Will it be good enough to stay there?" "Mom, don't think like that. Alex's hotel booking isn't bad," Donna purposefully said loudly to her mother so that she could criticize Alex even more harshly when she saw the hotel that he had booked. Donna glanced at Alex with a smile. "Alex, what hotel did you book?" she asked. "The Aelia guest house," Alex said lightly. He didn't want to talk to this family anymore. If it wasn't for his promise yesterday to help them book a hotel, he would have left them behind and taken Debbie and her mother away. "Aelia guest house?" Donna asked Darren if he knew it, but he shook his head. The most famous hotel in the country was the Aelia guest house. Because it was not open to ordinary guests, people like Donna and Darren had not heard of it. "What, Donna, haven't you heard about this hotel? Oh my, he must have found a small hotel somewhere. How could we go to such a place? We don't even know if it's safe or not. Let Alex and Debbie go there. They're used to living in that kind of place." Lisa truly felt that the hotel that Alex had found would not be good enough for them. Alex didn't say anything and just smiled. It would be perfect if they didn't go, he thought. "Mom, let's go look. The name doesn't sound so bad," Donna said, trying to persuade her mother. Lisa listened to her daughter's words and decided to take a look at the hotel. After getting into the car, Donna and the others headed toward the Aelia guest house, according to their map. Alex, Debbie, Carla, and the others got in a taxi and headed toward the hotel as well. In Darren's car, Lisa let Darren first take them for a ride around New York City to see the evening scenery. This made Lisa and her sisters sigh deeply at the beauty of the city. "That hotel is so beautiful." Lisa pointed at the majestic building outside the window and added, "It would be great if we could stay there." By saying this, she was also hinting to Darren that she liked it. Darren glanced out the window. It was the Berkeley Hotel. "That's the Berkeley Hotel, which is one of the most high-end hotels in the city. It's usually occupied by the most opulent people. Even the cheapest room would cost more than $5,000 a night." Darren smiled lightly. How could he not understand what Lisa meant? If it was only Lisa on her own, he would have let her stay at the Berkeley, but she had brought her 2 sisters. Even if he had a lot of power, he wouldn't be willing to spend 3 times the amount of money. Lisa didn't let her disappointment show. It appeared that there was still quite a gap between Darren and the top families that she had imagined. "Let's go look at the hotel Alex picked out. If it's not good, I'll book a different hotel for you guys." As he said this, Darren drove his car toward Aelia Guest House. Aelia Guest House was an antique courtyard-style hotel located at the southernmost edge of New York City. By the time Darren's car arrived, Alex and the others had already settled in. Everything had been arranged, so they just needed to check in. After parking, Darren called Alex, who quickly came out and led them in through the gate to the Aelia Guest House. It was already dark. In the courtyard, pine and cypress branches hung in the shadows over the winding garden path and a pool of water. On the surface of the water, there were floating lotus leaves with pink lotus flowers. "This place is quite pretty," Donna thought as she looked at the scenery around her. "I knew he couldn't pick out a hotel, but it's clean here. We finally made it to New York. Why do we have to stay in a bungalow, though? We have so many of them in our country," Lisa thought. Although Aelia Guest House was not as unbearable as she had imagined, she still didn't feel that it was good enough. She liked hotels that were tall buildings like the Berkeley and not bungalow style like the Aelia Guest House, but she didn't see a point in speaking her mind. Although they didn't know how expensive the Aelia Guest House was, they understood that in a metropolis like New York, a hotel like this would not be bad. It might not be comparable to Berkeley Hotel, but it was unlikely that Darren could book a better one. Even though Lisa and the other 2 couldn't stop complaining, they still ended up staying at the hotel. After a long day, they were all truly tired. The next day, Lisa and her 2 sisters finished washing up and followed her out of the room. "Although this hotel is a bungalow, it's still quite comfortable to sleep in," Natalie said as she was still a bit pleasantly surprised. "What's there to feel comfortable about? We were too tired yesterday, so we'll all feel this way," Fiona said, curling her lips. "Hey, don't you feel that this hotel doesn't have a lot of people? Last night I had nothing better to do, so I walked around it and found that less than half the rooms were lit up. They have such a big hotel, but so few guests. I'm really curious as to what they're relying on to make money," she added. "Well, this is the hotel that Debbie's boyfriend found, so it can't be that good. If it was good, how could he possibly have brought us here? I think the hotel is about to close down, probably because no one comes to stay here. As it's about to close, it's got cheaper prices. The kid found a deal," Lisa said, sure of herself. Natalie and Fiona nodded. "I asked the attendants last night if they had male escorts here. They said no. That really pisses me off," Lisa whispered to them. "Where are we going to find a male escort? Last night I dreamed of that manager Hood at the Sunset Restaurant. If I could get him into my bed, it would be perfect," Natalie said hopefully. "Me too. Manager Hood is too cool," Fiona said with an infatuated look. "You two have such good prospects, but don't worry. If there's a chance in the future, we'll definitely make him our plaything. We'll look for him in the city for the next 2 days, and you two will definitely have fun with him." Lisa's heart was itching as well. "Hello, ladies. Are you on your way to go eat? The dining area of our hotel is next to the courtyard. I'll have the attendants take you there. All the food is free of charge," the receptionist said warmly when she saw Lisa and the others. "No need," Lisa said, tactfully rejecting the receptionist's good intentions. "A restaurant that's about to close down, What could there be that's good to eat? It's free, so it must be cheap food, she thought. Although the hotel was on the verge of closing, the receptionist and waitress were really attractive. At that moment, Debbie's mother, Carla, walked out as well. Hello, our hotel offers free food and drinks. It's by the courtyard. I'll have the waiter take you there, the receptionist said as she approached Carla. She had been instructed that this was an important guest that must be treated well. Carla was happy to eat a free meal. The receptionist took her to the courtyard, while Lisa and the other two snickered and walked away. Look at this big garden. There are so few people walking around at such a good hour in the morning. The food and drinks are free, just perfect for lowly people like Carla and her group. Let's go. The three of us will go to eat at a better place, said Lisa. Do you think we'll find toast and eggs? She asked the other two proudly. Let's go look for some, they chimed. That's fine. After we finish eating, let's take a good stroll around the city and see where we can find male escorts. I'll let you two ladies have a good time. The three women laughed as they talked to each other, walking out of the Aelia guest house. A week passed by quickly. Since Lisa and the others looked down on the Aelia guest house, they had not eaten a single meal there. They had indeed heard of a place with male escorts. The three of them had gone twice, which cost them over $6,000. Although Lisa's family had little money, if she spent too much this time, it might arouse her husband's suspicions. So she didn't dare to overuse her bank account. That day, they saw Carla again and noticed that her appearance had improved in the past week. She had become much more spirited. The three of them found it quite strange. Are you going to have breakfast by the courtyard? The food there is delicious, Carla invited them enthusiastically. Forget it. You're used to eating chicken liver and pickles all day at home, but we feel that the smell is too strong, so we're eating somewhere else. Lisa looked at Carla with disdain, then took Natalie and Fiona out of the Aelia guest house. After they finished their meal, they began to stroll around and window shop at the shopping malls in the city. By 11:30, their stomachs were growling. There's a restaurant over there. Let's go eat lunch. Lisa was the richest, so naturally she was the leader of the group of three. They went wherever she wanted to go. As the three of them spoke with each other, they walked toward the nearby restaurant. Lisa had only taken a few steps when she stopped. She saw a woman who looked very familiar. Joanne? She called out hesitantly. When the woman in front of her turned around, Lisa was overjoyed. The woman was indeed Joanne Ludlow. Lisa's family owned a pharmaceutical company, and they were currently discussing a partnership with a private hospital in their area. Joanne was the wife of the hospital's CEO. Negotiations had reached a stalemate, so if she could get Joanne's support, then this partnership would not be a problem. Joanne, it's really you. Lisa quickly walked over to her. I didn't expect you to be in New York, too. What a coincidence. It's you, Lisa. Where are you going? Joanne said amiably. Lisa was stuck. She wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to discuss the partnership. Wouldn't it be too cheap if they went to the restaurant she had seen across the street? She came up with an idea and said, We're going to eat. Joanne, you haven't eaten either. Let's go to the Sunset restaurant. The atmosphere there is pretty good. Lisa remembered a big dinner she'd had at Sunset Restaurant on her first day in New York. If I hadn't met Joanne today, I wouldn't have remembered that we ate there, she cursed to herself. Sunset? It's pretty upscale there, and they have such pricey food. I think we should find a place to eat nearby, Joanne said with a smile. She had heard from her New York friends that Sunset was one of the most expensive restaurants in the city. It was not something that ordinary people could afford. Joanne was not confident. This is even better. If I were to treat her to a meal at Sunset Restaurant, she would look up to me. Even if I asked her for help, she would be too embarrassed to refuse, thought Lisa. It's all right, Joanne. Don't worry. It's not easy for us to meet in a different city. I'm treating you to a meal. You can't reject me. Let's go, Lisa said. She hailed a taxi and took them all to Sunset. It's really good here. We ate here recently. As Lisa spoke, she led Joanne into the restaurant.
The waiting area was already filled to the brim with more than 10 people in line.
Lisa, there's a long wait. Why don't we find another restaurant?
Joanne was still a little nervous. In terms of status and wealth, Lisa couldn't even compare to her. And even she was a little scared to come here. She didn't believe that Lisa could afford this place.
Hey, Joanne, what are you looking for? Wait a minute, we'll have a seat soon, Lisa said calmly.
The last time that they had come here, there hadn't been any free tables, but they had managed to get one. This time she believed she could again solve that problem just by mentioning Darren's name.
I'll be right back.
Lisa gave Joanne a wink before confidently walking up to the hostess.
Where's she going?
Joanne asked Fiona.
You can't just ask the hostess to find us a seat. Is she going to do that? It's impossible. She thinks this is our city. This is going to be a joke.
Joanne was very anxious. If she had known Lisa was so brainless, she wouldn't have come with her.
Joanne, don't worry. Other people might not be able to, but Lisa can definitely do it, Fiona confidently said. Her daughter is dating an important man, and the last time we came here for dinner, we relied on him to get us seats. Who is her daughter's boyfriend? Is he very powerful? Joanne asked curiously. His name is Darren. He's terrific. The last time we came here, the manager found a spot for us without a word, and all the food was free. He even offered us a toast with a very exclusive red wine. His attitude is so humble, Natalie said to Joanne. That's why Lisa will definitely be fine. Lisa had already walked up to the hostess. Miss, please arrange a seat for us. My friends and I have been waiting for a few minutes, she said in a very proper tone. I'm sorry, please wait in line. When it's your turn, we'll arrange a table for you, the hostess said politely. What? I need a place right now. Don't you know me? Let me tell you that I'm someone you can't afford to offend. If you don't arrange a place for me as soon as possible, I can tell you very clearly that you might lose your job, Lisa said aggressively. She felt that it was beneath her that a hostess could refuse a request. Ma'am, I hope you can follow our rules, said the hostess with a smile and continued. We really don't have a seat right now. If you want to eat here, you need to line up first. We'll arrange a table for you. I want to talk to your manager. I want to see if he can find a seat for me, Lisa said adamantly. She thought that the hostess definitely hadn't seen them the other day, so it would be useless for her to explain everything. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Our manager has his own matters to attend to. If you have anything to say, just say it to me, said the hostess. This middle-aged woman is obviously looking for trouble. If she thinks she can bully her way in, she'll be turned away, thought the hostess. As you can see, we've come here with a friend. If today's meal is ruined, our family will lose $150,000 to $300,000. Lisa admitted bitterly to increase the importance of this meal and pressure the hostess. Can you make room for me now? When our business is done, I'll give you a big tip of $100. As you can see, all the tables are already occupied. There is only one supreme room left, but it's too expensive. The minimum price is $8,000, so I'm sure you won't want it. I really have no choice, the hostess said awkwardly. A supreme room is empty? Why didn't you tell me earlier? Lisa said in high spirits. What are you saying? It's not like we've never eaten in a supreme room before. Do you think we'll go back on our word or something? Lisa said with dissatisfaction. Hearing how confident she was, the hostess didn't dare to say anything else and ordered someone to bring Lisa and the others to the room. Lisa, what's the minimum order for a supreme room? Is it really all right? Joanne asked Lisa in a low voice. Although Lisa had ordered the room, Joanne was still very nervous. Joanne, don't worry, I'll treat you. Your mission today is to eat and enjoy yourself. Don't worry about anything else, Lisa said with a relaxed smile. Joanne was amazed by the luxurious decor inside. Seeing her expression, Lisa felt even more satisfied. We came here last week. Let's order the same thing as last time, Lisa said to the waiter. Ah, but there are only 4 of you this time. If you order that much, you might not be able to eat it all, the waiter kindly said to them. If I tell you to go get this order, you do it. If we can't finish, we'll have leftovers. You worry a lot, Lisa said with a great deal of anxiety. Only then did the waiter leave. You're too generous, Joanne said in defeat. Seeing that Lisa had so much confidence and that she had indeed eaten in a Supreme room before, Joanne felt more at ease. Hey, look at what you're saying. You're not used to being here. When you come a few more times, you'll know that it's just like that here, Lisa said modestly, but her heart was already beating fast. Very soon, one delicacy after another was brought to the table. Hurry and try it all, Joanne. The cuisine here is the most authentic. The oysters are pretty good, Lisa said with a look of understanding. In reality, how could she know whether the cuisine was good or not? At that moment, the door to the room was pushed open, and a young man walked in with a smile. It was Manager Hood. Manager Hood was stunned when he saw the ladies, including Lisa, had returned. How could it be them? Manager Hood couldn't help but feel angry. When Lisa and her sisters saw the manager, they were overjoyed. Is the food delicious? If you need anything, feel free to tell me. Looking at these ladies, he felt disgusted. Manager Hood, wait a minute. The wine isn't very good. Let's have some of that Louis XIV from last time, Lisa said. Okay, I'll go and get it now, Manager Hood said politely. He turned around and walked out of the room. This manager is really handsome, Joanne couldn't help but whisper. Joanne, you like him too. As long as you're sincere, I can make him accompany you for 2 days. Are you joking? He's such a big manager. Why would he listen to you? Joanne's heart was quite moved. She felt a little scared, as this was also a test for Lisa. You won't believe it. I'll let you see if he listens to me or not later on, Lisa said proudly. By the way, Joanne, if I can really get the manager to accompany you for 2 days, then what about our partnership? Oh, sure. My husband listens to me a lot. At this moment, Manager Hood walked in with a bottle of Louis XIV. He opened it and poured some for everyone. He walked up to Lisa and toasted her. Manager Hood said a few polite words and then left. Don't worry, Joanne. I'll definitely get him to accompany you for 2 days, Lisa said, smiling awkwardly. Seeing Joanne's ugly expression, she was embarrassed. She thought it was probably because Darren wasn't there that day, so the manager didn't want them to take advantage of her generosity. Joanne didn't really take this matter to heart. The cuisine there was indeed pretty good, so she ate happily. Lisa walked next to Joanne as they went to leave. When they reached the main entrance, the waiter caught up with them from behind. I'm sorry, but your bill has not been settled yet. Please settle your bill first before leaving, he said politely as he stood in front of Lisa and the others. Lisa's face turned red. The waiter wanted to settle the bill with her in front of Joanne. Wasn't this deliberately making her lose face? Are you new? Do I need to spend money here? I'll go back and ask Manager Hood, Lisa said as she felt that there was nothing wrong with what she had done. She almost scared the waiter with her words. Luckily, the manager walked over, asked the waiter something, and then looked at Lisa's calm expression. Please settle your bill, Manager Hood said with a serious expression. Lisa, this... Joanne looked at Lisa with worry. Didn't you say you didn't need to pay for the meal? What's going on now? Thought Joanne. Don't worry, Lisa comforted her. No one knew where she found her confidence, but she looked at the manager and said, Manager Hood, did you forget? Didn't you give us a free meal the last time we came here? Yes, but there was a reason for that exemption. I'm sorry, please settle the bill first, he said again while staring at Lisa. As he carefully thought about their last visit, it seemed that Alex had only talked to Debbie and her mother while they ate, and he had ignored everyone else. With his many years of experience in understanding people, Manager Hood was sure that Lisa and her group didn't have much to do with Alex. If it was Debbie and her mother coming to eat that day, Manager Hood would definitely let them leave without paying. But Lisa and the others were just ordinary people, so how could he let them eat in a Supreme room for nothing? What's the matter with Manager Hood today? Didn't you treat us so well because of Darren the last time? Lisa thought. Okay, Manager Hood, I didn't expect you to be so unreasonable. I'll phone him right now. What do you want me to say to him? Lisa glared at the manager, took out her phone, and stepped aside to make the call. Just you wait. It's clearly a small matter, yet you insist on getting into trouble. I want to see how you're going to explain it all to him when he comes, Lisa said coldly to the manager after she hung up. Don't worry, Joanne. When he arrives, everything will be sorted out. We just ate at this place. If we make them look bad, they won't be happy. We'll just have to wait and see, Lisa said. Oh, that's good. Joanne's heart calmed down when she saw that Lisa and the others were so undisturbed. But Manager Hood's heart was beating really hard. Could it be that she was calling Alex just now? Did I make a mistake? Is this woman really related to Alex? He thought. He was nervously waiting for this person to arrive. He had made up his mind that if it really was Alex, he would apologize to them. It didn't matter if he lost face, as it was still better than offending Alex. A young man walked in through the door. Lisa hurried over and greeted him. Darren, you're finally here. If you hadn't come, this would have killed me. Darren, do you see that woman? She's a business partner for our family. I've lost face badly in front of her just now. If you help me save face, I'll hand her over to you, Lisa whispered into his ear. Darren walked up to Manager Hood. The manager was much more relaxed now. Originally, he was afraid that Lisa would call Alex to come over, but it turned out to be Darren. Manager Hood scolded him in his heart. Last time, Darren had felt good about himself, and had made Manager Hood think that he had been Alex's friend. Later, Manager Hood had investigated it, and found out that this was not the case at all. This is my daughter's boyfriend. He'll solve this for you. Joanne, you can relax now, right? Lisa said with a smile. Joanne greeted Darren by nodding her head. Manager Hood, now that I'm here, let's just forget about this matter, Darren said to the manager with a smile. He had felt that the moment he had appeared, Manager Hood's attitude would be softened. Forget it? You must be joking. Manager Hood laughed coldly. Since you're here, then you can please settle the bill quickly. What's going on with Manager Hood today? He wasn't like this the last time. Could it be that he doesn't remember me after a week? Thought Darren. Manager Hood, don't you remember me? I'm Darren. My dad's company is the Rogers Construction Company, Darren said. Oh, Manager Hood had a look of realization on his face. It's good that you remember. The misunderstanding's been resolved. I'll remember your good intentions today. Don't worry, I'll visit you often in the future, Darren said with a smile. He then turned to Lisa. We can leave now. Darren was about to leave with Lisa and the others who were praising him. Stop, Manager Hood cried out. What the hell do you mean that the misunderstanding is resolved? When did I let you go? You don't need to send us off. We can just leave by ourselves, Darren said with a smile. What the heck? Just how narcissistic is this fellow? Manager Hood thought as he grabbed Darren's shoulder forcefully. Ouch, what are you doing? Exclaimed Darren. You can't leave until you've paid the bill. If you continue playing tricks on me, I'll call the police, Manager Hood said angrily. Manager Hood, you didn't take the wrong medicine today, did you? Aren't you mistaken? I'm Darren, and you still want me to pay? He asked in surprise. I don't care who pays. I'll hand you over to the police if you don't pay today, Manager Hood said. He became more and more annoyed as he looked at Lisa and the others. Are you going to pay the bill or not? Or don't you want to pay the bill? It seems like these p***s want to go back on their word, Manager Hood thought as he took out his phone and was about to call the police. Lisa and the others were dumbfounded. Joanne, who was standing to the side, also turned red. In such a high-end restaurant, she felt extremely humiliated and embarrassed. Don't call the police. I'll pay their bill for them, Darren said as he glared at the manager. He still didn't understand why the man had changed so much. Okay, it's good that someone is paying, Manager Hood said as he took the bill from the waiter and gave it to Darren. It's $17,630 in total, so you can just give me $17,000. $17,000. Darren was so shocked that his tonsils almost flew out. He quickly looked at the bill. It was very detailed. Just one bottle of Louis XIV was worth more than $6,000, so it was not surprising that the bill was so much money. Darren gritted his teeth as he glanced at Lisa and cursed in his heart. You know how to enjoy yourself. You dared to drink red wine worth $6,000. Weren't you afraid of getting death? He thought. Lisa's heart trembled when she heard the price of $17,000. When she saw Joanne glance at her speechlessly, Lisa smiled coyly in embarrassment and said, "Don't worry, I'll settle this matter." Joanne snorted and turned her head away. Lisa walked up to Darren and asked uncertainly, "No problem, right?" "Yup." Darren was full of anger, but it was still on him to pay. He looked at Lisa and wanted to give her a good scolding, but she was Donna's mother after all. He was just a student with a bit of money, and $17,000 was hardly a small sum. "Sir, all the money you have here on your credit cards, in addition to the cash, is $12,000. There's still $5,000 left to pay. How will you pay for the rest?" the hostess politely said as she handed all his credit cards back to Darren. "What? My cards only have that much money?" Darren was very surprised as he did not normally pay attention to his balance. With a glance at the hostess's computer, he knew that it was indeed the case. Right now, he didn't dare to ask for money from his family, so he could only cast a pleading gaze at Lisa. She came to New York for fun, so she must have some money with her. "Lisa, there's still about $5,000 left. Why don't you put it on your card?" Darren said quietly, but he wasn't particularly embarrassed. After all, he had already paid most of the bill. To be honest, $5,000 wasn't a huge sum for Lisa. However, she had already spent a huge amount of money in the past few days. If she spent another $5,000, her husband would definitely suspect that she might have found a male escort. Darren's face turned extremely ugly when she didn't say anything in response. "You dare to order such expensive dishes without money?" he thought. "What about the two aunties?" Darren's eyes shifted toward Fiona and Natalie. "They don't have any money on them either," Lisa said awkwardly. She was worried too, as her gaze locked onto Joanne. Wasn't Joanne the only one who currently had money? The surrounding customers began to make comments. "Hey, how dare you come to Sunset Restaurant without money? You're all crazy," said one. "These country bumpkins are really something. Do they really think that the fancy restaurants in New York are as cheap as those in the countryside?" said another. "Where did they get the courage to eat in a Supreme room? I think they wanted to eat for free from the very beginning," exclaimed another. The customers that were eating nearby all looked at Lisa and the others with a smirk as they whispered to each other. "Joanne, we don't have enough money right now. Look." Lisa walked up to Joanne with a stiff smile. When Joanne heard Lisa asking her for money, the anger in her heart surged. "You really treated me to a good meal," Joanne said with a sneer. Then she snorted and walked up to the hostess. She handed over her credit card and swiped the remaining $5,000. After she was done, Joanne covered her face with her hands and walked quickly toward the door. She felt that it was too embarrassing for her to remain in there. "Joanne, wait for me. Leave me your number and I'll return the money to you," Lisa said loudly. "There's no need." Joanne turned her head and looked at Lisa with a cold smile. "I must be really out of my mind today. That's why I came to eat with you. Goodbye." "Don't be like this. Today was an accident. I'll find another time to meet up with you and we'll talk about the partnership." Lisa was afraid that this would affect their future business dealings. "Partnership? I don't think our hospital needs that kind of luck. You should find someone else to work with instead," Joanne said as she waved her hand to get a taxi, climbed in and left. Hearing Joanne's words, Lisa knew that her family's business had failed. Her heart felt like it was being frozen in an ice house. Fiona and Natalie also blamed themselves. "Don't be too sad.
Should I take you back now? Darren looked at Lisa's sad expression and felt that she had deserved it. If she didn't have the money, then she shouldn't have eaten at such an expensive restaurant. Now, her business had failed, and she even made him make a fool of himself in front of so many people. No need. We'll take a taxi back. I still have to thank you for today, Darren, Lisa said dejectedly. She then got to a taxi and went back to the hotel with her sisters. When they arrived at the Aelia guest house, Lisa went to her room to rest. That day her business deal had failed, and she had suffered such a huge humiliation. At 6 o'clock in the evening, Lisa, Fiona, and the others gathered again to go have a meal, but they were no longer in the mood to go out to eat. As they walked past the front desk, the receptionist politely reminded them, "I'm sorry to bother you, but the time of your stay will end tomorrow at noon. Please vacate your rooms before noon." "It's finished?" Lisa discussed the situation with Fiona and Natalie. Although the hotel was a bungalow and not their ideal luxury hotel, it was still quite comfortable, and they still wanted to stay for 2 more days. "Can we stay in the room longer?" Lisa asked. "My apologies, but you can't stay in the room. Please forgive us," the receptionist politely said. "We can't stay in the room? Did I hear that wrong? Why not? Are there any other available rooms in the guest house?" Lisa asked in surprise. "I'm sorry, if you want a new room, then you'll need Mr. Ambrose to get a room for you," the receptionist said with difficulty. "We still need him?" Lisa had no intention of bowing down to Alex. The rules in this hotel are quite odd. No wonder it's going to close soon, she thought. Fine. We'll leave tomorrow. In the worst case, Alex could just find them another hotel in the city. "Are you going to dinner?" Carla walked out and greeted Lisa and the others. "We've had such great meals out these past few days that I can't eat much of anything anymore, so I'll go with you," Lisa said as she followed Carla to the courtyard. "This place is pretty nice." Lisa and her sisters praised the decor. This time they were grateful for all the free food, so they ordered a few dishes without worry. "I didn't expect the food here to be so delicious," Lisa said. She and the others felt that this was the most delectable meal they had ever eaten in New York. It was even more delicious than the one they had eaten at Sunset Restaurant. Their table was filled with expensive delicacies such as abalone and lobster. They felt a little regret that they hadn't eaten at their hotel in the past few days. However, they comforted themselves with the thought that there was still a gap between the meals at their hotel and those at Sunset. After all, Sunset Restaurant's food was imported from various countries and could be transported from the port within 3 hours.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.